What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Armand, back again for E equals MCU. As you can tell, this ain't gonna go good. We gotta talk about Secret Invasion. I'm gonna try to make this quick. Secret Invasion was supposed to be, fair warning, before I start, spoiler warning for any Marvel projects that's been released, and also any other rumors that we may discuss. I cannot do a review on Secret Invasion without getting into a MCU rant overall, so just forewarned. Okay. Secret Invasion, I thought about reviewing it weekly and coming back to the channel and just doing a weekly review of it, build up. But Marvel's gonna have to earn that back, because if I would have done that, I would have been so pissed off by the finale that I wouldn't have, not again. So, quick rundown, just like an overshot of things in Secret Invasion. First of all, let me say that the acting was top notch. They had the cast from top to bottom, the main cast, the main 7-8 people, all knocked it out of the park for the most part. Samuel L. Jackson, you know, it's straight out of his masterclass on acting. I could see all the decisions he made, and just to throw in, like, you know, him kissing the scroll at the end is kind of funny to me, because Samuel L. Jackson, I can't think of any movie where he's ever kissed anybody or had any kind of romantic, you know. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments if there's a movie or something I'm not thinking of, but I totally think he used his leverage with Marvel, because he's a lifer. Don't get me wrong. Like, Samuel Jackson is a caliber actor on the Robert Downey Jr., but he'll never price himself out of Marvel because he's a lifer. And what that means is that he'll probably have the record when it's all said and done for the most Marvel movies appeared in, as long as they don't kill his character off, or as long as he, you know, doesn't get too old to do it, because he is, like, I don't know, I think he's almost like 70 or something. So, which leads me to my next person, is Don Cheadle, which there's a drop out there. I don't know if you ever seen it. Go check it out. Kevin Hart had Don Cheadle on his, you know, sit down and unwind, or whatever it is, where he drinks the wine. He's talking to him. Don Cheadle tells him he's like 60 years old. Kevin Hart's reaction to that is so funny. It's worth looking up. I believe it's on Peacock. But he was asking him about the Marvel movie machine, and Don Cheadle tells him he's 60, and Kevin Hart is just like, damn. It's like, he didn't know he was that old. So, whatever. Anyways, Don Cheadle did an excellent job here as the Skrull, because he was playing a female Skrull, and there was little differences, little nuances in his performance that were a little bit more feminine, that were not in his other performances. Then that's gonna lead me to a rant. Man, I got so many things. I'm gonna come back to that. Kobe Smulders, upset that she even died in this. Why they felt the need to kill her. Maybe she wanted out. I don't know. You know, if you're gonna do a live action Moon Girl and now you're not gonna have Kobe Smulders, again, MCU rant coming. Ben Mendelsohn killed it. The scenes that he had with Fury, man, that was some of the best dialogue that I've heard, or just like some of the best action scene, or not action scenes, but scenes between two actors that they've had in the MCU. I mean, there's a couple others. Scarlett Johansson and Florence Pugh in Black Widow had a couple good ones too. But yeah, this right here with Ben Mendelsohn's interaction with Samuel Jackson was when they were on the train and Ben Mendelsohn starts imitating Sam Jackson. Like, it's too heavy for me, man. I can't be on this planet. Shout out to Ben Mendelsohn. I wonder if he wanted out and that's why his character was killed off. I wonder if it was a thing where he signed a 2-picture deal, 3-picture deal or something. And, you know, he made, because he wasn't Spider-Man No Way Home technically. So he fulfilled his contract, and it was just like, hey man, I'm not re-upping, I'm older, you know, I don't really want to do this. So shout outs to him. What, I can't think of her name now. The actress that plays Gaia, that's from House of Dragon or whatever, She's a great addition to the MCU. I don't really feel like she was given anything to do in this show. I don't really feel like her character for this show. Her character is the base point of the disappointment. And I'll get into that in a second as well. Ben-Adir, I can't think of his full name either. Ben-Adir, the guy that plays Gravik. Man, his scene at the end with Samuel L. Jackson, like this dude was acting his ass off as well. He was spitting in his face and everything. Like this dude was doing it. I really enjoyed him throughout the series as one of the better villains they've had, just in general. So, I'm trying to think if there's any other main action. Oh, Olivia, the MI6 agent. I can't think of her name. She also she understood the assignment and she nailed it. I have a problem with how they did her at the end, but for the most part, she came off. The way she played the menacing character that she played made it more menacing. And it's just like in a very subtle way. And the fact that she was like so bubbly and happy, because I think she was like Mary Poppins or something, the original. She had a bubbliness to her that'll just shoot you in a second. That was, you know, a great character for her to play, to dive into. And I do actually look forward to seeing her. I hope she's in Thunderbolts in some sort of way. But that kind of leads me to my next point. I can't really hold off the rant aspect of it. I don't like what they did with Gaia. I don't like what they did with the finale. You know, it's one thing to be a Super Skrull and not have the Fantastic Four. So it's like at first we thought we're getting like the 4 powers, but then this whole thing with having all the Avengers powers. Marvel Studios has jumped the shark. And that is a term, you know, from Happy Days where Defon's, you know, his water skiing, jumps the shark. It's gotten too unbelievable. I don't know if that's because, like, everybody talks about how bad the writing is. I don't know if that's because the writing is, like, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing because they're trying to be so secretive about stuff. So they don't really, that's why it feels like there's no plan. And I'm gonna get into that in just a quick second because I gotta pick my daughter up here. But they jumped the shark. Having them have all of the Avengers and all of the villains' powers is stupid. It's dumb, a dumb narrative going forward. Will this character, why isn't Gaia, first of all, Gaia should have been Abigail Brandt, okay? That's the character she should have been, but they always can retro fit it, you know, they do that kind of stuff. Should have been Abigail Brandt. The fact that has all the powers, including Captain Marvel's and stuff, why is she not in the Marvels movie? Which we haven't seen it yet. We don't know if they've done reshoots and put her in there or not. If she is, she's too powerful. So it's just like it doesn't matter. There's no movie because she has everybody's powers. Like, what they did with this show was dumb. It's not all their fault, okay? I had a problem with Gaia's character throughout. Like, just the way they did her character, it makes no sense. Like, he didn't even trust her, you know, because she was the daughter of Talos. So it's just like how she's gonna be the leader now and like be working for the MI6. It's just, it doesn't make, it's stupid. It's everybody. The problem, I think, is the creatives want to tell their story and they don't want to be shackled by anybody else's story. But then everybody else's, the stories don't make sense. You got writers not watching WandaVision with Wanda in Multiverse of Madness. Now, I don't want to go into the rant yet, but I have to. Okay, before I go into the rant, Samuel Jackson's wife. Shout out to the actress that plays Samuel Jackson's wife as the Skrull, because I don't know if anybody else recognized her. That was I believe Aunt Janice from Fresh Prince. She was one of the sisters. I don't know if you know that when Will Smith's mom was Aunt Vi, and then you had Aunt Vi, and then you had, of course, the mother, or Aunt Vivian, I believe, was the mother, Carlton M's mom, and then you had Will Smith's mom was the one sister. Then you had Jennifer, the mom. Why is everybody's name escaping me? I'm going off the cuff here. I apologize, but very accomplished actress from Blackish. You probably know her from. She was the mom in Blackish alongside of yeah. What's the point? She was the mom. She was one of the sisters. This was the other sister. This is the fourth sister. She was the younger sister. And they always, did the diva and all that. I didn't recognize her at first because it's been a while since I've seen her, but that's where she's from. She's from Fresh Prince. Shout out to her. She did a great job. I look forward to seeing her as well because she leads with Fury. She should be also in the Marvels. Who knows? Anyways, back to my rant. The writing on these Marvel shows, they're not doing their homework. They're not connecting this stuff. And Kevin Feige is not keeping these guys. He's not doing checks and balances. I understand it's a lot, and I'm at the point where I'm gonna go put my application in to go help this dude because this shit is falling off the wagon fast. I don't know what everybody else is doing. I don't know what they're thinking. This is not a good thing. Like this is the perfect storm. Like their time ended with Avengers Endgame because then you got to realize they were already burnt out and needed to take a year off anyways. The whole Marvel Studios crew. That's the whole reason why they took the year off. But then the fact that we had the pandy in the middle of that, and it's just funny how these movies and shows kind of coincide with what's going on in real life. It's some weird Matrix shit to me. I mean, you got Secret Invasion with the lizard people, aliens, and they're doing UFO hearings at this moment. If anybody knows, you know. That's the reason why I love Eternals. And most people don't, and I need to make a video on why I did one video, but I need to go even deeper because the Eternals was messing with you and you don't even know it. Anyways, back to Secret Invasion. Secret Invasion should have been a phase 4 with an Avengers Secret Invasion movie. So we didn't have to keep hearing excuses as to why you don't bring in the Avengers. Everybody wants to see the Avengers turn into Skrulls or whatnot. Look, bruh, Kevin Feige, there should be an Avengers movie at the end of every phase. Every phase should last at least 3 years. So that way you're getting everybody's movie within 3 years. You can't go 5 years between a sequel and expect to still have the same success. Like, this dude is playing the long game so long, he don't understand. We're going to be dead before this shit even happened. Like, there's no reason it should be taking 6 years to get Deadpool 3 from Deadpool 2. Like, Marvel Studios needs to refocus. And what I mean by that, and I'm going to give you the blueprint. I don't even care. Whoever works there, you want to watch this. If you happen to see this video and want to steal it, I don't even care. Steal it. Okay? Look, Disney Plus shows are costing too much. There's no reason why a 6-episode show should cost $220 million and still be shit. That is the fault of who's calling the shots. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Daredevil, all of the Marvel TV stuff, none of their budgets was that high, and they had more episodes. They need to bring Marvel TV back into the fold. I don't know what the hell happened between Jeff Loeb and Kevin Feige, but he needs to go and do a Shaq Hot Ones apology, like Shaq had to apologize to Kansas City for the bomb hot sauce. Go look that up if you want to laugh. That's Kevin Feige needs to put that Shaq face on, and I apologize, Kansas City, because he tried to, say that they don't know how nothing about no hot sauce, and then they got him and almost killed him. Kevin Feige needs to he don't necessarily need to go to Jeff Loeb, but he needs to go to the creators to Marvel TV. You got the Daredevil stunt guy coming out talking all kinds of shit because they were not included, and they begged him to be included. Daredevil wanted him to be included. Charlie Cox. They should have the creative teams who made at least the Netflix shows should just come over to Marvel Studios and make you a series of shows. Now, Marvel Studios, if you're doing phases and you were going to do a Secret Invasion phase, all you really need is 2 shows a year that run to at least 10 episodes, maybe 3 shows, but they should all be street level characters. Fill out your universe with street level characters like you did with the Netflix shows, and then have them, now you have the ability to have them pop up in the movies in smaller roles that fills in the blanks. Like, what are you doing? What's the point of having a cinematic universe that's connected if you're not connecting it? What are we doing? Why is Wanda different from WandaVision, which is the best thing they've done so far? And that had its faults. It had its holes, but that's still the best thing they've done so far. Secret Invasion is probably like 3rd or 4th behind Loki, WandaVision. Moon Knight was not even needed in 2022. We could have got Moon Knight this year or next year. Moon Knight didn't have shit to do with anything. And if you're gonna do it, you should have did a Secret Invasion phase where at the end of WandaVision was fine. You could have had the scroll pop up and give you a hint. Oh, they're out there, it's coming, blah blah blah. And at the end of Far From Home, we find out Nick Fury and Maria Hill was a Skrull. There's your tie-in. You know what I'm saying? Like, the movie was fine. You just had, all you had to have is these Easter eggs setting up Secret Invasion. Falcon and the Winter Soldier should have had far more setup for Secret Invasion, especially since Rhodey was in there. You can tell the actor didn't know what was going to happen. He didn't get the assignment. So when he pops up and does a cameo in Falcon and Winter Soldier, he didn't have those same feminine mannerisms that he kind of had in Secret Invasion. If you communicate, you can have your people on point to say that that's going to happen. So that way it all makes sense. He knows it's going to happen. He can help. He can do it. Things like that. That's my point. You know, Loki is going for the multiverse. However you want to do that in there. But Hawkeye should have had some Secret Invasion stuff in there. Miss Marvel was perfect. It should have had more Secret Invasion in there. But Miss Marvel was a character that should have been introduced. And She-Hulk could have waited. If she wasn't part of the Secret Invasion and wasn't going to be a part of the next roster of Avengers, you don't have to rush that show. We could get it in the next phase, which then should have been the multiverse phase, going into with Kang instead of wasting him in Quantumania. Like, I probably should do a video on Marvel, because it just leads me into a rant. I can't even do it. I can't even do the Secret Invasion review, bro. I can't even do the review. Bottom line, the ending was stupid. It was like Agatha and Wanda fighting each other all over again. They keep trying to have these spectacles at the end of the movie for like the third act, like it's a movie. These people don't know how to make TV shows. That's what it comes down to. They don't know how to make movies. Just let them make the damn movies. You do 2 or 3 movies a year. Add in the Spider-Man, and you know, if you need to for the 4th because you got a contract with them. Tie that stuff together. Why is there a Silk show going to be on Amazon? Like, Disney, like, what are you doing? Like, pull it together. Like, if you're going to do Marvel, do it right. What's the point of having all this stuff under one umbrella if you're not going to do it right? If it's not going to actually be connected? I mean, that was your whole shtick, is to have it all connected, and now it's not. It feels more unconnected than ever, and everything's under the same umbrella now. I am worried about the X-Men. I've been waiting for the X-Men to be done right because they were with Fox. I've been waiting. And now that they have the X-Men, it's taken them 4 or 5 years to even do anything with them, and now they're going to shit the bed. Deadpool 3 would probably be good because they let Ryan Reynolds and his team in charge of that film, but he had to fight for that. If you remember, I did a video on it. When they first came over, Feige had different people on it, and Ryan Reynolds, as a producer having stake in it, was somehow able to finagle his way to get his writers, his creative team, his people on it, and it looks like that's actually going to be good. Daredevil, I'm worried. You know what? I didn't even get it all out what I needed to say about Secret Invasion. My main point is it should have been a phase in a movie, an Avengers movie, and not what it was. It should have been the first phase right after. It should have been phase 4. And that's where we should be at now with this ending with Secret Invasion. But that's just my thoughts. You let me know what you think down in the comment section if you care to. You know, I ain't done a video in a minute, and I don't know if I'm going. Ain't nobody got time for this shit, bro. Like, they fucking up, and it's just like, you know, especially for me as an adult, as a dad with other responsibilities, I have more important stuff to do. So, I mean, that's kind of where I'm at with it. Let me know where you're at with it. I see you again if I see you, if I make another video. If they keep doing this, you know what I'm saying? I'm done. Peace.